Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to another video of Chemistry with Sarab Tasambeg. In this video, we are going to look at the structure and the bonding of simple molecular compounds or simple covalent compounds. The dot and cross diagram of the following compounds were made: chlorine gas, hydrogen gas, nitrogen gas, oxygen gas, methanol, methane gas, ethene gas, ammonia, hydrogen chloride gas, carbon dioxide gas. So we drew the dot and cross diagrams of these simple covalent molecules. Why are we calling them simple covalent molecules or simple molecular compounds? Is that if you look at chlorine, it's just sharing two atoms and two electrons. Hydrogen is just sharing two electrons and it's just two atoms bonded together. Methanol is just six atoms bonded together. So these are very simple covalent compounds. These are not giant structures. So when we talk about these compounds, when you look at a pool of these compounds, and there are a lot of other compounds in this as well. It's water, it's fluorine gas, it's iodine, it's bromine, so on and so forth. And the list goes on. There are a lot of simple covalent molecules. When we talk about the structure of these molecules, like I'm repeatedly saying, it's simple. Let's look at why the structure of these molecules are simple. Since these molecules just comprise of two atoms bonded together, the molecules of these atoms will have weak forces of attraction between them, which we can also call weak intermolecular forces. Inter means between and molecular means molecules. Intermolecular forces. So the forces between the molecules. Now these are simple molecules. Since we have defined the structure, keep in mind ionic compounds had a giant structure. These are simple covalent molecules. They have a simple structure. Why did they have a simple structure? Because they have weak intermolecular forces of attraction. Like these chlorine molecules, by these dotted lines, I am representing weak intermolecular forces of attraction. If I look at ethene, C2H4, 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 C2H4. These ethene molecules have weak intermolecular forces of attraction. Keep in mind and note, the molecules themselves contain, I'll write a note over here for you guys. Molecules are made from covalent bonds. There are bonds in the molecule, within the molecule. Molecules are made up of covalent bonds. However, molecules have weak intermolecular forces of attraction. Weak intermolecular forces of attraction between them. Again, I'm repeating this again because it's a very important point. Between the molecules, you have intermolecular forces of attraction. Within the molecules, you have covalent bonds. Covalent bonds are strong because it's a bond. But between the molecules, you have weak intermolecular forces of attraction. And hence, these covalent compounds have a simple structure because of the weak intermolecular forces of attraction. Now, since they have a simple structure, and if we want to outline the properties of simple molecular compounds, it's very easy and it's safe to say that these simple molecular compounds have, number one, they have low melting and boiling points. Why would they have low melting and boiling points? Again, to justify that, they would have low melting and boiling points. Why would they have low melting and boiling points? To justify that, because See, with simple covalent molecules, a very important point over here is we're not trying to break the covalent bonds within the molecule. When we are trying to melt or boil them, we are trying to overcome these forces of attraction. We are not breaking the bonds, we are overcoming the forces of attraction. So have low melting and boiling points because they have weak intermolecular forces of attraction. Intermolecular forces that require less amount of energy to overcome. And since they require less amount of energy to overcome, simple molecular compounds have low melting and boiling points. The other property about electrical conductivity is simple. They do not conduct electricity. Again, for the very same reason. Why do they not conduct electricity? What were the two conditions of electrical conductivity? The either compound or the substance need to have free moving electrons or free moving ions. Do not conduct electricity because they do not have free moving ions or free moving electrons to carry the charge. They neither have free moving electrons or ions to carry the charge. If you look at the dot and cross diagrams of these molecules, the electrons are localized. Electrons are within the shells. They're not free to move around the structure. Hence, since they're not free to move around, these simple molecular compounds or simple covalent compounds cannot conduct electricity. So this is all for today's video. In the next video, we are going to look at the giant covalent compounds. Thank you very much.